If you really want your mind to be stronger than your emotions, you got to understand this truth right here. Emotions are loud, but they are not leaders. They talk fast. They feel intense. They demand attention, but they are terrible decision makers. And the reason you keep losing battles in your life is because you keep letting how you feel decide how you move. You let frustration stop you. You let fear slow you down. You let anger distract you. You let sadness convince you to quit. And every time you follow emotion instead of discipline, you train your mind to be weak. You don't become mentally strong by eliminating emotions. That's impossible. You become mentally strong by learning how to function while emotions are screaming at you. Strength is showing up when you don't feel like it. Strength is staying consistent when motivation disappears. Strength is choosing action even when your emotions are begging you to rest, to quit, to escape. The strongest people in the world don't feel less. They respond better. Right now, your emotions have too much control over your habits. If you feel tired, you stop. If you feel bored, you quit. If you feel overwhelmed, you shut down. And your mind has learned that feelings are commands instead of signals. But emotions were never meant to be obeyed. They were meant to be understood. They tell you what's happening inside, not what you should do next. Discipline decides what you do next. You got to train your mind to pause before reacting. Most damage happens in reaction. You say things you regret. You quit things you should have stayed with. You make decisions that cost you months or years, all because you reacted instead of responded. Mental strength is the space between the emotion and the action. That pause is power. That pause is maturity. That pause is control. Training your mind means you build rules for yourself that emotions are not allowed to break. You don't negotiate with your standards just because you're TI. If you want your mind to be stronger than your emotions, then you've got to stop confusing comfort with peace. Comfort lies to you. Comfort tells you to rest when you should push. Comfort tells you to avoid when you should confront. Comfort tells you to quit when you should endure. And every time you listen to comfort, your emotions get stronger while your mind gets weaker. That's a trade-off. You can't have emotional control while constantly choosing the easy way out. Your emotions love comfort because comfort protects them. Comfort keeps you safe from effort, from failure, from embarrassment, from pressure. But comfort also keeps you small. It keeps you untested. It keeps you unprepared. And when real challenges show up, your emotions panic because they've never been trained to handle resistance. That's why small problems feel big. That's why stress feels overwhelming. That's why pressure feels unbearable. You haven't trained your mind to stay calm when comfort disappears. Mental strength is built when you intentionally choose discomfort. Not chaos, discomfort. Doing the thing you don't feel like doing. Staying focused when distractions are calling. Continuing when results are slow. Sitting with uncertainty instead of running from it. Every time you lean into discomfort instead of escaping it, you're telling your mind, I'm in control, not my feelings. And your mind listens to whatever you prove through action. Right now, your emotions react so strongly because they're not used to resistance. The moment something feels hard, they sound the alarm. Anxiety rises. Frustration spikes. Doubt creeps in. But strong minds don't panic when things get hard. They expect it. They've trained for it. They've rehearsed discomfort so many times that when it shows up, it feels familiar instead of threatening. You don't build that strength by waiting for life to challenge you. You build it by challenging yourself daily. Waking up earlier than you want. Finishing tasks, even WHE. If you want your mind to be stronger than your emotions, then you have to learn how to control your inner dialogue. Because the loudest voice affecting your life is not outside of you. It's the one inside your head. The way you talk to yourself determines how much power your emotions have over you. If your inner voice is weak, emotional, negative, or undisciplined, your emotions will run your life. But if your inner voice is strong, clear, and intentional, your emotions will eventually fall in line. Right now, your emotions get the upper hand because your self-talk supports them. When things go wrong, you tell yourself, I can't handle this. When pressure shows up, you say, this is too much. When you fail, you repeat, I always mess things up. And every time you speak like that internally, your mind believes it. Your emotions respond to whatever story you keep telling yourself. If the story is weak, your emotional response will be weak. If the story is strong, your emotions will have no choice but to adjust. Mental strength means you stop letting your thoughts run wild. Not every thought deserves attention. Not every emotion deserves a reaction. Thoughts are like visitors. Some are helpful, some are destructive. You don't have to let all of them stay. A trained mind questions thoughts instead of obeying them. Just because your mind says, quit, doesn't mean you listen. Just because it says, you're not good enough, doesn't mean it's true. Emotional people believe every thought. Strong-minded people challenge them. You have to learn how to interrupt negative self-talk immediately. You don't let it sit. You don't let it grow. You don't let it repeat. Because repetition turns thoughts into beliefs. And beliefs shape behavior. The longer you let negative self-talk live in your head, the more power your emotions gain. You must replace emotional language with disciplined language. Not fake positivity, clarity. Not hype, truth. Instead of saying, I'm overwhelmed,